Hip-hop artists are often accused of focusing their music on criminal activity. One America's Alex Salvi explains how this poses a problem in the courtroom.
The trial of rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine is reigniting the debate as to whether rap lyrics can be used as evidence in a criminal proceeding.
This time here at home, in a ruling that could change the scope of rap music and really all artistic expression. Just a short time ago, the judge overseeing the YSL racketeering trial ruled that yes, certain rap lyrics can be used as evidence.
Yeah, so it is a landmark ruling that could have sweeping consequences in the legal world and in the world of music as well. Judge Ural Glanville began hearing motions on the matter yesterday, finally announcing his decision today.
So prosecutors are hoping to use these lyrics to try to prove to a jury that Young Thug rapped openly about his crimes.
The rapper Lil Durk's federal murder for hire trial is rapidly approaching, and prosecutors want to introduce some of his song lyrics as evidence against him. How would that work, and what's going on here?
Sure, yeah, this is a huge case. Lil Durk, the Chicago drill rapper, extremely popular nationwide. He was kind of charged a year ago with this conspiracy to commit murder for hire, really rocking the music industry. And prosecutors want to use his lyrics and his rap videos against him at trial. They say that the lyrics show Durk's control over an organization that carried out a murder in Los Angeles.
I think what we saw repeatedly is that for these groups, a lot of the ways in which they are getting their message out there is via social media and via music videos. And ultimately what we see is that their message is violence. We have an individual who we know to be associated with YBC, Abdul Vix, who is now deceased. He has stated publicly over and over that the way that they fuel themselves, the way that they fuel their music is via violence. And we see that through their music videos in which they discuss victims of homicides, and we see that in retaliatory music videos. So what we often saw was a pattern in which an individual or a group of individuals would commit a shooting or commit a homicide, then the rapper for their group would make a music video about it, and then the opposing group would make a retaliatory homicide and release a music video as well. So I won't get into the specifics of what we were able to do with those music videos, but certainly I think it's horrific what they've done with music in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is known for its drill rap, in which people are bragging about these horrible acts of violence. And I think what we need to see is that you cannot brag about violence, you cannot make music about violence that you've committed without consequences here.
Hey, yo, listen to me, man. Give me a beat. I don't give a fuck what beat it is. You want to email it to me?
Yo, what it is, people, we is back. Another day on Keep It G News. Now, before I get in this video, don't send him no beats. You feel me? That is a rapper by the name of Poppa, Fetti. And he do not need beats, so he is irresponsible on the track. Irresponsible on the track. And them clips y'all watched in the beginning is me showing y'all what people should already know, especially if you're a rapper, that in courts all across America, state and federal, they are listening in to these rap lyrics and they trying to connect rap lyrics to a crime. And that's what brings me here today, y'all. It's a rapper out of New York / Baltimore. I think he's from New York, then migrated south to Baltimore. And I just was made aware of this guy a few days ago, you know. But this is a classic situation of self-snitching. Classic situation. Now, like I say, I don't want to put the cart before the horse. You know, we don't want to move too fast. But I want to introduce y'all, or reintroduce y'all, to Poppa Fetti.
Her pussy pink, it pays well. Reason around my game prevail. Took her off that dope and now she dope as hell. No smoke, no crack, just sell your ass crack. The fast track she making up, she bring it back, let's bring it back. Yo, he lost his eyes, shouldn't blink. Play the captain and you sink my tattoos from her chest pieces. She got hit, she was a casualty. Her pussy stinks, so don't be mad at me. But lately, the shit that's here to break me been the shit that made me. Call the 38 my raw dog, it got no safety. She making money. the purse. Tell your dealer that he beat, he done lost the custody. I cleaned up and now she making money. I cleaned up and gave that bitch a future. She enrolled to my pimpin', plus I'm a tutor. But she don't know that she been home for a fucking shooter. With so much goals, it's impossible to be a loser. She was broke till I fixed up. You gotta crawl before you walk, so I list up. Told her everything's protected, ain't no kissing either. But if I find out that she lied to me, she's fucking fired. I'm trying to get my money up, it's all out the bitch. Gotta put that game in the bitch, they get it out the bitch. Started breaking on it, then I bought a bracelet and a chain. Got her off them drugs, then she found out that she got a brain.
Now, y'all, if you listen closely to Poppa Fetti songs, you notice one thing quickly. He talks a lot about prostitution, pimping, hoeing, you know. Find a dope fiend or a crackhead and turn her life around, get her cleaned up, make her look like something, and then put her on a house. That's what he raps about. And that's what brings us here today, because those same raps is what landed him on a federal indictment. But before I get into the indictment, like you heard those songs? You know, those songs, he kind of touched on how he operates. But this next clip I'm ready to play for y'all, he damn near details his whole operation.
Fetti came to Baltimore to run the plan, cost some time. I brought some hoes down from New York that were fine. One said I made him prostitute and she lied, but I'm a convicted pimp and that's the bottom line. Came home right back to it like a crackhead. Paid rent for a room, came with a bed. I ain't tripping about no little shit, I gotta stack my bread. And I ain't playing with none of you niggas, might got lead. So the beam on it red, it be redder than some high tech. RCI had to put the knife in the nigga neck for disrespect. Try to tell me come put that phone when I'm talking to my hoes and I'm trying to phone home. I was in there all alone, I sympathize with Jama. Locked them, kept them niggas safe, the compound had problems. Blicky with me outside Norman jeans, and I'm trying to turn this bitch into a hoe, she was a fiend. 30 days clean, Silver Springs had me count money like a king. Howard County, when they found me, I was just 19. Done door.
Now, if you're not from the Maryland area, you probably unfamiliar with some of these names that he mentioned. I know RCI, as Roxbury Correctional Institution out of Hagerstown, medium security prison. He said he was there. He also talked about how he's been locked up on these things before. And he talked about how I ain't stopping. I got locked up for it at 19, came home, did it again. And yes, y'all, based off the federal government, those were state charges he was referencing in that clip. But based off the federal government, he did do it again. But he ain't just do it. He ain't do this with grown women. The federal government is alleging he did this with children. Count 1. Sex trafficking of a child. The grand jury for the District of Maryland charges that general allegations. Defendant Dion Tyrus Phillips, a.k.a. Fetti, a.k.a. Poppa Fetti, Philp, was born in 1992 and resides in Baltimore, Maryland, and Hanover, Pennsylvania. Minor victim 1 was born in 2009 and was 16 years old at the time of the offenses against her. Minor victim 2 was born in 2008 and was 17 years old at the time of the offenses against her. The charge from on or about September 1st, 2025 through on or about September 25th, 2025 in the District of Maryland, the defendant did knowingly recruit, entice, harbor, transport, provide, obtain, maintain, patronize, and solicit by any means in affecting interstate commerce a person, namely minor victim 1, knowing and in reckless disregard of the fact, and having had a reasonable opportunity to observe that minor victim 1 had not attained the age of 18 years, and that minor victim 1 would be caused to engage in a commercial sex act. Count 2, sex trafficking of a child. The grand jury for the District of Maryland further charges that paragraphs 1 through 3 of count 1 are corroborated here. From on about September 25th, 2025 through on or about November 4th, 2025 in the District of Maryland and elsewhere, the defendant, Dion Tyrus Phillips, a.k.a. Fetti, a.k.a. Poppa Fetti, did knowingly recruit, entice, harbor, transport, provide, obtain, maintain, patronize, and solicit by any means in and affecting interstate commerce a person, namely minor victim 2, knowing and in reckless disregard of the fact, and having a reasonable opportunity to observe minor victim 2, that minor victim 2 had not attained the age of 18 years, and that minor victim 2 would be to engage in a commercial sex act. Count 3, transportation of a minor. Paragraphs 1 through 3 of count 1 are corroborated here. From on or about October 25th, 2025 through on or about November 4th, 2025 in the District of Maryland, the defendant did knowingly transport minor victim 2 who had not attained the age of 18 years in interstate commerce, foreign commerce, with the intent that minor victim 2 engaged in prostitution and sexual activity for which any person can be charged with a criminal offense, namely sex trafficking of a child in violation of 18 U.S.C. 1591A-B2, that is, human trafficking in violation of Maryland Code, criminal law, and receiving the earnings of a prostitute in violation of Maryland Code, criminal law. Now look, y'all, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're new, make sure you hit the hype button. But how many more situations do we need? You know, got Dirk being locked up or being prosecuted because of his lyrics. YSL, Young Thug, was prosecuted because of his lyrics. You know, the whole Philly indictment damn near that just dropped a couple weeks, YBC Duel and all his guys, you know, FS the Bender. A lot of lyrics in music videos and interviews is documented in their case. But yet and still, we got so many people willing to go that route. You got so many people willing to rap their real life, like currently. Not things that they used to do in the past. Not things that they might do in the future. I'm talking about current crimes. Like, niggas is talking about selling dope, and after they get out the booth, go sell 1,000 grams. Like, yo, this is crazy. It's insane. It's stupidity. And if you from Baltimore and you moving this way, now he ain't from Baltimore, you know. But him referencing Baltimore is what got me on his heels when it come out of this situation. But if you from my city in particular, whenever you find yourself in a situation where you rapping about crimes and you go to jail for these crimes, yo, I'm going to blog on it. Because this is Chicago behavior. This is Jacksonville behavior. This is Philly behavior. Yo, we don't need that shit down where I'm from. Straight up, yo, because we supposed to know better. You know, we grew up, or at least I grew up, but Stop Snitching was a thing. I think the Stop Snitching DVD and the people that was on the Stop Snitching DVD, that was probably one of the first notable situations where guys uploaded a video and went to prison for it. So we always grew up knowing, even early on when it came down to cameras and the internet, that yo, don't talk about crimes on the internet. Don't talk about crimes in your music. That is a fast track to jail. And if you go to that clip all the way in the beginning, when the DA was talking about FS the Bender indictment, that basically like, yo, if you rap about crimes, if you put them in music videos, you're going to jail. And even before that, you were going to jail. Now, you got this guy who, like I said, I didn't know him before today. I mean, before a couple days ago. But Poppa Fetti, who talked about pimping, talked about prostitution, talked about putting girls on the track, making money off these girls. Kind of find out they was underage girls. See, this is the thing, y'all. All you got to do is point these people in the right direction. They going to investigate themselves. And now you got this rapper who had a history of this already, gets on track and say he's still doing it, open and shut case. You see how quick this indictment was? They investigated that man for 2 months, came down on indictments, locked him up. Now ain't no telling what's going to happen with him. But let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments. Did y'all know about this kid? Like I said, I didn't know about him until a couple days ago. But I had to highlight the situation, especially for my city, or all cities, but especially for Baltimore and Baltimore rappers, that yo, if you moving like this, expect the same fate. And I am going to blog on it because I think you should know better. And I'm out.